Oh, that is running. Turn this one on. Alright. Well, that's on. Alright. We left off where that house was, right? Last I remember
I
before
think
I ended the stream.
so. I don't know.
Just trying to remember because let's see. Alright, damage shield. I already talked about your sonic shield, right?
I think so. I don't remember.
Oh,
The thing I remember is you saying that I used the last charge in that fight.
okay. Uh, the dense tungsten head will treat the samurai's armor like paper. Okay. We'll wait for them to attack me to save. Okay, we were at the house. Our two characters were at the house, and I already have the camera angled weird. Uh, trying to have it angled in a way where you can see for me as I'm. Oh, that's just awkward. Damn it. Raise it up just a tad. Okay, that should be good. Alright. Alright. The garrison. We were. Okay, we're not that far in the garrison. I don't think we are. Alright, I gotta skip back. Skip back. Skip back. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, I'm too far. I'm too close. I'm too early on. We got past the garrison. We made it to that house. I'm trying to get to where we were at that house. And where Lord Ochi and his men were hunting us. Just gotta get past the damage breakdown BS real quick. Newly arrived servants written in the muddy. Okay, we already got that. We already got past that part. Got past that part. Got past the temporal rift. Skip, 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 skip. Sorry, guys. It's like I don't exactly have a bookmark for where I left off from the last stream, so. Skip, skip, skip. Skip, skip, skip. Leave it to Providence. Okay, we're getting close. Alright. I'm going to recap from where we left off in the last stream, guys. Our two heroes. We actually. When we were captured, we were in. Jordan and I were in feudal Japan. We got captured. We got thrown into a cell. I opened up the temporal rift. We opened it to get our gear, and we basically just smashed our way out. After the commander told us to stop and we exchanged words, he basically left us. He just let us go, and we ended up being the two most hunted characters in the entire country. Jordan, not Jordan. I said Jordan. To Jordan, we are going to be a high priority target. You explain with your soft analytical YouTuber. Okay, voice. The logic of your situation sending heavier. Because that guy is going to send word to neighboring kingdoms and the whole country is going to be looking for us. And you know the temporal rift portal will open in the next several days. And you have two sonic charges left. Okay, we already got that part. We go off the beaten path. Strategic hideout. Okay, we're getting close, guys, to where we left off. The Knight's Sanctuary. Alright, we're at the shelter. The old house protects our characters. We had. The neighboring lord has received friends. received word about our presence and went directly to the commander to ask him about us. A neighboring lord arrives at the estate in a lavishly decorated carriage surrounded by elite samurai. He marches directly into the main upper room, demanding answers from the defeated commander about the two heavily armored foreigners. What is the meaning of this? The neighboring lord barks, gesturing fiercely to the ruined, smashed walls. My scouts report a demon in flat matte gray armor and a giant in black and red. Are we under invasion? The commander's account. The commander looks down solemnly, his voice quiet. They are not an army, Lord Ochi. They possess thunderous weapons and unbreakable armor, but they are simple travelers who became cornered animals. The Grey One wept for my fallen men. Lord Ochi narrows his eyes, completely unconvinced. Wept? You are a fool to trust the tears of an invading sorcerer. If they can crush stone with a single swing, they are too dangerous to live. Lord Ochi overrides the commander's peaceful terms and orders his own fresh, battle-hardened regiments to comb the mountains. Heavy cavalry units and trackers are dispatched toward the bamboo forest where you and Jordan are hiding. Jordan actually told me, guys, that the samurai back in those days were very excellent they were very good trackers. Isn't that right, Jordan? You were telling me that they're, like, how do they track you? They don't have dogs, do they? The commander describes your absolute dominance in vivid, terrifying detail. He explains how your left-handed swing with the tungsten-flanged mace completely caved-in lacquered iron breastplates wet like paper, leaving his elite vanguard broken into mud. So many notifications. I'm going to do this, guys. Hold on a second. Let's free our minds. The only thing you see is this lake, this very salty lake. Lord Archie, okay. He details how the 6-foot giant in black and red armor unleashed a blinding blue shockwave from his shield, creating a localized explosions that threw armored men violently into wooden structures. Lord Ochi's arrogance vanishes, replaced by a cold, calculating fear. He realizes traditional numbers mean nothing against your space age composite. Okay, it's not space age composite materials. The only reason why I call it space age is because of the non-Newtonian fluid armor in our joints. The shogunate's mobilization. Lord Ochi halts his aggressive cavalry charge, realizing horses will be crushed by your tungsten mace. The siege mentality. He orders his trackers to surround your sector completely, intending to starve you out during... Well, technically, he would immediately think we're demons at first. He commands his hidden matchlock musket units to find high ground around the bamboo forest, hoping to find a gap in your matte gray visor. Alright, so we're already at the abandoned house. Jordan and I are basically resting at the abandoned house in the forest. The audio, in the dead of night. Your soft voice can hear the faint rhythmic clicking of bamboo stalks being brushed aside by hidden scouts. Your analytical mind registers that 4 days remain before the temporal... you know what? I actually told the AI to stop worrying about the rift portal. I shouldn't have even brought it up to begin with. Because now the AI is just really fixated on that portal. Jordan quietly checks his 2 remaining sonic charges. Jordan, get up. They found us, you say in your soft voice, your analytical mind immediately calculating the distance of the approaching footsteps. You grip your heavy tungsten flame mace. And by the way, guys, I actually did do a little research on tungsten, and you actually can use a tungsten mace. However, a mace with pure tungsten will not work. It will shatter like glass. Tungsten alone is kind of brittle, so you have to mix it with alloys. I think it's like nickel. It's like a heavy tungsten alloy. And then tungsten mace actually would be a terrifying weapon. Stepping quietly into the wall right next to the broken window to conceal your flat matte gray armor from the outside. What's this? Oh, don't care. Jordan springs up effortlessly, his 6-foot black and red composite suit It's not humming to life. It is just a plain, unpowered suit of armor. He plants his feet, using the shadows in the abandoned house to hide his massive frame. Lord Ochi's vanguard trackers are silently moving through the bamboo, unaware you already know their positions. Standing next to the window allows you to ambush the first scout who tries to peer inside. You have... Okay. Don't worry about the damn rift portal, guys. Jordan, are you willing to blow a charge at the door? You ask in your soft voice, your analytical mind perfectly calculating the timing. Jordan nods silently, stepping his frame forward. Frame. Alright. Forward. He presses his black and red shield directly against the old wooden door, priming his fourth sonic charge. Lord Ochi's lead scout stands right at the other side of the door, completely unaware of the high-tech trap. The rest of the group, several more samurai, are tightly grouped behind him. Jordan now has one sonic charge remaining. Jordan blew the door. Jordan unleashes the sonic charge with a deafening booming crack. The wooden door instantly shatters into a cloud of splinters, blasting the lead scout and the men behind him backward into the dirt. Oh crap, where did I go? Damn it. There it is. You waste 0 time. You step rapidly past Jordan's frame. Your map grave. Okay, your armor. Through the clearing dust, you see several elite samurai, Lord Ochi's vanguard, waiting in disciplined line. 3 of the elite samurai instantly charge, their katanas flashing under the moonlight. You swing your tungsten-flanged mace with your left hand, catching the closest warrior mid-strike. The tungsten head shatters his fine steel into tiny fragments before crushing his iron armor flat against his chest, launching him into the foliage. The first elite was neutralized instantly by your crushing left-handed strike. And by the way, guys, a 4-pound tungsten mace would do catastrophic damage to samurai armor. Supposedly. The remaining 2 elites, they stopped their charge, completely stunned by the destruction of the master-crafted katana. Jordan now has exactly 1 sonic charge remaining as he guards your flank with his axe. You keep your eyes locked on your own targets, unable to watch Jordan's flank. The 2 elite samurai scream as they aggressively slash and stab at your matte gray torso. Their master-crafted katanas slide harmlessly off the composite plates, and when they aim for your flexible joints, the space-age material instantly thickens and hardens like solid steel, completely frustrating their attacks. Using your left hand, you drive your heavy, shock-absorbing shield forward, crashing it into the samurai on your right, with enough force to break his collarbone. In one fluid motion, you swing your tungsten mace low to the left, connecting brutally with the second samurai's leg. The dense metal snaps his armor chin instantly, sending him collapsing into the mud. Ooh. Behind you, Jordan uses his massive 6-foot reach to bring his tungsten axe down, killing his opponent instantly, but the sheer force drives his blade too deep. The thick, primitive iron plates bind against the tungsten, leaving his weapon firmly stuck. With your 2 attackers neutralized, your analytical mind registers Jordan's weapon jam. You immediately rush over to his side to guard his vulnerable position far back at the edge of the bamboo line. Lord Ochi stands surrounded by a ring of bodyguards, his face pale with utter terror as he watches your high-tech squad dismantle his finest warriors. Your stamina is not going to be high. The AI is thinking our stamina is going to be in excellent condition, but it's not. It's actually going to be more or less fatigued. Your stamina is still, okay. And your migraine is unmarked by the sword strikes. Jordan is currently unarmed while trying to yank his tungsten axe free from the dead samurai's chest plates. Lord Ochi is perfectly visible in the distance, providing a clear focal point for your fast crank crossbows. I forgot that we have our crossbows. Two more elite samurai sprint out at the bamboo, aiming directly for Jordan's unarmed 6-foot frame. Jordan reacts instantly, raising his black and red shield, blowing his fifth and final sonic charge. The explosive shockwave cracks through the air with a blinding flash, knocking both elites flat onto their backs in the mud. You follow up seamlessly, moving with left-handed precision. You slam your tungsten mace down onto their heads, shattering their steel helmets and neutralizing the threat instantly. With the courtyard finally clear of hostile elite samurai, you step over the Jordan, combining your strength with his. You both pull hard enough until his tungsten axe rips free from the dead samurai's iron chest plates with a metallic screech. 100 yards away at the forest edge, a terrified Lord Ochi turns to his remaining messenger. "Ride to the capital," he screams in a panicked fragment. "Tell the shogun himself, the foreigners are not men, they are demons of iron and thunder." Jordan no longer has sonic charges, leaving his shield strictly for physical defense. You are the reputation. You and Jordan are now officially labeled as demonic threat across all of feudal Japan. You look at the hill in the dim moonlight. Your dark gray visor reflecting the dark tree line. Lord Ochi glares down at you with extreme disgust before turning his horse and riding off into the shadows with his men. Jordan wipes the mud from his black and red composite armor, his body relaxing as his normal voice comes back over. Okay, first off, the AI is calling it like we have comms. Technically, our gear is not powered, and and we're not using comms. We're literally speaking in our normal voices. So I'm reading what I'm seeing on here, guys. So don't be surprised if I sound like I'm kind of just going all over the place. Jordan says, "They were right on top of me. What do we do now?" Jordan, that guy up in the hills saw us. I don't think that's the commander either. You answer in your soft voice, your mind tracking the political escalation. I don't know, Jordan, but we can't stay here. It's nighttime and we need a place to rest soon. This is where I left off, guys. Alright. Moving in the dark. You and Jordan slip away from the ruined house. Your steel-toed boots navigating through the slippery mountain mud with care to keep your movements as quiet as possible. Your ADD and autism keep you hyper-aware of the dark bamboo shadows, searching for a genuinely hidden sanctuary. You and Jordan move deeper into the dark, thick bamboo forest. Your soft voice is silent as your heavy steel-toed boots step carefully through the leaves, while Jordan keeps his tungsten axe low and ready. Lord Ochi rides his horse furiously back to the commander's estate, his face pale and covered in sweat. He describes in great detail how his finest vanguard was completely dismantled. He tells the commander how your great armor made their katanas bounce off like twigs, how you shattered a master-crafted sword with your mace, and how Jordan's shield unleashed a final booming explosion that threw two men back before you crushed them. Man, we're dangerous in this situation, guys. I'm not gonna lie, we're pretty powerful, but still grounded. The commander is horrified that his worst fears are true. You are unstoppable. Lord Ochi sends an official messenger directly to the shogun's capital, demanding the deployment of the entire imperial army. Okay. Let's see. Lord Ochi slams his hand onto the table, his voice shaking with a mix of fury and terror. "They are not men, I tell you. Their garments are like flat matte gray stones, and our finest steel katana shattered against them like brittle twigs." The commander rubs his face, sighing heavily. "I warned you, Ochi. They do not crave the lust for combat, but their logic is absolute. When cornered, they become walking fortresses. The Grey One even wept for my fallen vanguard." Wept? A demon's trick is to lower your guard. The black and red giant unleashed a final thunderous blast from his shield that deafened the night itself. If the Shogun does not send the Imperial Army to purge that bamboo forest, our entire province will be reduced to splinters and ash. The consensus. Both leaders realize traditional samurai tactics are entirely useless against your modern space-age armor and dense tungsten weaponry. The War Council. They begin drafting a map of the mountains to completely blockade the forest, planning to deploy walls of matchlock musket deploy hundreds of matchlock musket walls. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, Jordan and I are basically lost and decided to sleep out in the open for the night. You look so weird wearing your shorts with your armor, you say in your soft voice, walking over to the other side of the clearing where Jordan is sitting. You effortlessly slide your matte gray greaves straight down past your knees to pee. I can't believe I actually said this. You effortlessly slide your matte gray greaves straight down past your knees to pee. Jordan watches step your back into place. Wait, what? His normal voice echoing through his helmet. Okay, I'll admit it. Adjusting his custom armor over his shorts. Your rapid release greave idea is ingenious, but it looks incredibly silly when you're just hanging them past your legs like that. Comfort's king, guys. You and Jordan lay out in the open under the thick canopy of the bamboo forest to avoid detection. You both sleep fully suited in your space-age composite armor to guarantee full protection from the midnight ambush. From any ambush. Let's see. Let's talk strategy. Our stamina is stable. Your left hand keeps your tungsten mace close, and Jordan's axe rests right by his side. Jordan loves his axe. Your analytical mind calculates that day to... Okay, enough with the rift portal. Alright. Hey, hopefully it gets better by tomorrow, you say softly to Jordan. The words leave a heavy, hollow feeling in your chest. Your high emotional response make you feel like you were lying to your best friend. Knowing Lord Ochi's scouts are mobilizing the country, you lay back in your flat May gray armor, your heavy steel-toe boots resting in the dirt, and stare blankly at the sharp, vivid stars through the bamboo canopy before exhaustion finally pulls you asleep. The morning sun breaks through the mist, illuminating your gray armor joints and Jordan's... it's obsessive calling Jordan's frame. Your ADD immediately registers a distant, unfamiliar noise, the heavy, rhythmic thudding of Imperial war drums approaching the mountain base. Jordan shakes your head firmly to wake you up, his armor clinking quietly in the morning mist. You immediately sit up, your ADD brain instantly logging into a faint sound of multiple Japanese voices echoing through the dense bamboo forest. Jordan, we're not running, you say in your soft voice, your analytical mind immediately calculating your weight and gear limitations. We walk a brisk pace away from the voices to conserve our energy. You plant your shoes and maintain. Okay. Jordan's compliance. Jordan nods in his normal voice, matching your brisk pace while keeping his tungsten axe low to avoid catching on the thick bamboo stalks. The voices belong to a fresh scout patrol from the capital. You can hear the rustle of the straw sandals in the wet leaves. Okay. Here's where things are going to get funny, guys. As Jordan and I were walking past the forest, As Jordan and I were walking, the voices got louder, and Jordan had his crossbow ready. I said, wait, we don't know if they're hostile. Jordan lowered his crossbow, and the voices were from simple villagers gathering supplies. The 5 villagers freeze in the bamboo grove. Their baskets of roots and shoots dropping to the muddy ground. They stare in absolute open-mouthed terror at your matte plate, your gray 15th century European plate armor, and Jordan's towering 6-foot black and red composite samurai gear. You slide your matte gray visor up with your left hand, exposing your soft face. Hey, don't mind us. My friend and I were just leaving. We won't bother you, you say in your soft voice. Jordan shifts his fast crank crossbow down, his normal voice echoing over the quiet forest. You may be good at crafting us this gear, but you can be an absolute idiot at times. I'm your idiot, bro, you reply, letting out a soft, genuine giggle. Jordan smiles behind his helmet. Dude, that's cringe. You realize they don't speak English, right? Meh, it's the only option, you say. Your mind realizing that a calm, non-threatening English greeting is still better than pulling out a tungsten mace. Oh. The villager's reaction. Your soft voice and gentle giggle completely clash with your terrifying armored appearance. One elderly villager recognizes your modern steel-toed boots from the rumors spread by the Lord Ochi's scouts, whispering, Oni, Oni, under his breath. Instead of attacking, all 5 villagers scramble backwards, sprinting down the mountain path to report your exact location at the nearest samurai outpost. The clock is ticking. The exposure, your position is now completely compromised. Jordan's alert. Jordan points his tungsten axe toward the ridge. They're going to bring the whole garrison down on us. On this ridge. We need to move. Oh, gotta move my character. There we go. I almost blend in. As the 5 villagers ran away screaming. Okay, that's a prompt. Okay, actually, I need to read some of this for you guys. As the 5 villagers ran away screaming, I said, "Oh, god damn it." Jordan, okay. "Oh, god damn it," you say in your soft voice as the villagers vanish into the bamboo. Jordan waved his hands in a tiring manner. What did you expect? Come on. We should be getting close to the village. We aren't going to any village looking like this. Are you high? Jordan cuts you off. Oh, that's right. Come on. We should be getting close to a village. We aren't going to any village looking like this. Are you high? Jordan cuts you off mid-sentence, his normal voice sharp. Fair point. You concede. Your analytical mind immediately pivoting. Maybe we can head to where that river is. But, my God, I'm hungry and thirsty. We haven't eaten anything since we got here. But, oh, look, that villager left a basket of food. Jordan nods in slight annoyance, but his body relaxes slightly because he knows you are right. You're both desperate in need to eat and drink water to keep your stamina up the remaining 3 days. Oh, talk about the portal again. Eating restores your energy. Okay. You are still sitting in the open. Okay. Jordan was saying that we should move further into the bamboo forest. I was too... Okay. Oh my god, this is so good. But yeah, we should head further into the dense bamboo forest. You say with your soft voice. Talking through a mouthful of savory rice balls. Your autism and ADD briefly hyper-focus on the incredible taste and texture of the food, giving you a quick burst of comfort despite the looming danger. Yeah. You grab the bamboo water flask with your left hand, and you follow Jordan's body straight into the. You follow Jordan into the thickest, densest, darkest section of the bamboo forest. Oh, gotta turn my chair off. There, give me a little chance to be able. Moving into the dense, muddy terrain makes it much harder for Lord Ochi's tracking hound. Okay, so they do use dogs. I kind of figured they do. Tracking hounds to follow your trail. With your stamina completely refilled, I don't think it's completely refilled. I mean, the food. I don't. Your analytical mind registers that you are fit. Oh, okay. Jordan, you look like a squirrel with acorns in its mouth, you say in your voice, letting out multiple giggles as you watch Jordan try to navigate eating around his composite helmet. Jordan rolls his eyes but swallows his food. In his normal voice, dry, at least I'm not inhaling them. Alright, you guys, if you haven't noticed, I actually been writing our own dialogue. I know how Jordan talks in real life. You let out another round of soft giggles after his comeback, your high emotional response lifting your spirits in the quiet clearing. The simple moment of humor breaks the intense survival pressure of the Shogun era. Eating the onigiri completely restores your physical energy and absorb absolute peak combat readiness. The gear check. You adjust your flat gray armor. You adjust your armor, checking the flexible joints that protect your left arm and heavy boots. The afternoon sun begins to dip, meaning you are moving closer at the end of the day. Okay. As Jordan and I are eating, I said this. Okay. This area feels safe. I don't know why. I do kind of feel bad scaring those villagers, but they at least left us some food. You say in your voice, your high emotional response softening for a second. You put another rice ball in your mouth and shrug your matte gray composite plates. We're already criminals and literally destroyed that guy's estate, so the hell with it. Jordan doesn't giggle. Jordan's frame remains dead serious as his normal voice cuts through He looks down at his tungsten axe, using his mind and tally the body count. We've eliminated 13 elite Vanguard Samurai, 2 roof archers, and completely leveled an estate wall. He states flatly, Tusha Shogunate, we're not just criminals. Bro, we're an existential threat. By the way, that was the AI writing that, not me. Let's see. The Shogunate received word. The Shogunate sits in his grand palace in the capital, listening to an absolute silence as Lord Ochi's bloodied messenger described. Okay, I don't think the messenger would be bloodied. We did not touch him. The messenger describes your matte gray armor and Jordan's explosive shield. The entire Imperial Court is thrown into total panic, realizing their master-crafted steel katanas are completely useless against your tungsten weaponry. The Shogun's mobilization. The Shogun declares you both to be legendary kingdom-destroying Oni, demons, who must be eradicated at all costs. The Imperial Army, a massive force of 500 battle-hardened samurai accompanied by 100 matchlock musket snipers, is ordered to march directly to your mountain sector. The strategy. They plan to build a massive wooden wall around the entire bamboo forest, intending to trap and starve you in Jordan. Damn. The sound. From your hidden spot in the dark forest, your soft voice, you can hear the distant, terrifying rumble of hundreds of Imperial war drums vibrating through the damp earth. The final stretch. Your analytical mind locks onto the internal clock. Exactly 2 days remain before your temporal rip. Oh. You stretch for a little bit. Your matte gray armor crunching softly into the dirt as you finish your... Okay. Well, that's right, we're still eating. Walking to the edge of your safe clearing, your ADD brain immediately spots another group of local villagers gathering firewood down the slope. Jordan stands up. His armor is like planking. His normal voice comes to the completely ignoring the peasants. Forget the villagers. I'm more worried about the samurai looking for us. They're gonna start closing the grid. From your elevated position, The clearing provides a perfectly clear view all the way to the edge of the bamboo forest. Down in the valley, the first torches of the Shogun's 500-man Imperial Army are beginning to flicker against the dim evening light, creating a massive glowing perimeter line. Hundreds of Imperial soldiers and matchlock musket units are actively establishing a blockade at the base of your mountain. The villagers down the slope haven't even seen your gray armor yet, but they are walking dangerously close to your position. You're in a local mine. Okay. Hey, Jordan. They are going to seal this forest. I'm not going to lie. It's a dumb plan for them. And you say in your voice, watching the Imperial soldiers hoist the heavy wooden logs into the dirt. Jordan tilts his helmet towards you, his normal voice curious. What makes you think that? Because we could just smash right through, you explain. Your analytical mind calculating the structural density of the wood. Well, at least I think we can. And yes, technically speaking, Jordan has a tungsten axe, which is made of heavy tungsten alloy. He could smash right through a wooden Imperial barricade like it's nothing. Like it's nothing. I don't know if this is just engineering genius or am I just being an idiot. Well, I was like pretty high when I came up with this idea when I'm world building. The only flaw, the Shogun's army is building a static barrier, foolishly assuming your 200-pound frame and Jordan's massive build are trapped like regular humans. The shield factor. Even with 0 sonic charges remaining, Jordan's composite shield can easily act as a high-tech battering ram against their wooden wall. Or he could just use his axe, like I said earlier. While the fence won't stop your physical strength, the 100 matchlock musket units setting up behind can pose a real threat if they're synchronized their volley on your position. Oh. This is alright. Jordan and I are watching the soldiers set up the barricade. This is understandable. We killed some of their elite soldiers like they were nothing, you say in your voice, watching the distinct torches flicker against the dark wood. The fact that they were demons kind of sucks. You maybe with that black and red armor, but me, I just look like a boring, unassuming rock. Your high emotional response lets out another gentle giggle, finding comfort in the flat matte gray armor plating while standing next to Jordan's black and red scary looking samurai armor. Jordan doesn't take his eyes off the valley, his normal voice calming softly through the he talks like a 250-pound rock wielding a solid tungsten mace that collapses castle walls. Bro, if I were a regular samurai, I think you were a demon too. The soldiers continue securing the thick wooden posts, rapidly sealing off the forest's primary escape routes. The musket line. Behind the barrier, the matchlock units light their fuses, preparing a synchronized wall of gunfire to cover the fence. You're okay. We can't stay up here forever. We're going to have to deal with them eventually, and our food has run out, I said. Oh, we can't. Oh, I already said that. Jordan said, oh, that's what Jordan says. Jordan says, we can't stay up here forever. We're going to have to deal with them eventually. Jordan says, his frame tensing up, and our food has run out. Then we wait. They don't technically know we're here. They know we're in the forest, yes. However, like I said, you respond in your soft voice. I'm sorry, guys, if it sounds like it's a little whiplash over here. I'm kind of just reading this through Google search history. You raise your heavy tungsten mace with your left hand, its flat matte gray surface gleaming under the moonlight. We can smash right through. The standoff logic. Your analytical mind is correct. The dense bamboo canopy perfectly hides your position, forcing the 500 Imperial soldiers to wait blindly at the perimeter. The hunger factor with your food completely gone, your stamina will begin to deplete if you stay hidden for the entire remaining 2 days. Your tungsten mace and space age armor will easily obliterate the wooden posts whenever you choose to initiate the breach. Down the hill, the clicking of matchlock musket hammers echoing through the cold midnight air as the Shogun's army finishes the barricade. They are settled in for a siege, entirely unaware that your boring rock armor is completely bulletproof. You look through the optical scope of your at the massive Imperial army dispersing along the new wooden wall. You slowly glide your body through the thick bamboo at a careful, energy-conserving pace. Raising your fast crank crossbow with your left glove, you feel your high emotional response tighten your chest. Jordan, I'm not going to lie. I'm scared. You confess in your soft voice. Your eyes locked onto the glowing crosshairs. I'm not scared of the watchtower guards. I'm scared of us being overwhelmed. That's hundreds of them out there. Jordan stops beside you. His normal voice comes through, completely devoid of his old street dialect, filled with genuine solidarity. I understand. The math is brutal. But remember, their swords can't pierce their joints, and your mace can turn their barricade into toothpicks. We control the bottlenecks. Stay analytical. I actually did not write that. The AI did. The 500 samurai and 100. Okay, you guys already know about this stuff. Oh, gotta move my character. If we target the tower guards, the others will notice. We have to be quiet. You point out in your voice. Your analytical mind immediately calculating the risk of an alarm. Jordan nods, agreeing that waiting for total darkness is the smartest play. That's a good idea. We'll have to be lazy for until then, you continue. But my ADD won't let me sit still. Thankfully, I got gummies to help with that. Jordan chuckles softly with his voice relaxed. Really? That makes sense in your case. Relax away, bro. We wait until dark. You take another edible gummy from your pocket with your left glove. As it kicks in, your ADD restlessness settles down. The green bamboo stalks around you begin to look incredibly vivid and peaceful again. Down the ridge, the Shogun's Imperial soldiers finish spreading out the wooden barricade, completely unaware that 2 high-tech titans are resting just out of sight. Night begins. It's nighttime. You and Jordan move silently through the pitch-black bamboo, your flat matte gray composite armor blinding perfectly into the midnight shadows. Your fast crank crossbows hum. They don't hum, guys. I don't know why it's saying that. Your crossbows, as you fire in perfect sequence. Oh, hum. Okay, I can see it. When we fire in perfect synchronization. We killed 2 guards. We shot 2 guards simultaneously. Like in those Call of Duty games. We basically did something like that in this scenario, guys. That's how good that's what we're doing. Your fast crank combos hum as you fire in perfect synchronization. The 2 razorhead tungsten bolts strike the watchtower guards with lethal precision, neutralizing them silently before they can raise an alarm. You quickly use the fast crank mechanism to reload, slipping another into the wooden barricade. I'm thinking just smash our way through, but not yet. You whisper in your soft voice. Jordan nods, effortlessly scaling the watchtower frame as to scout ahead. He spots only a couple of ground patrol guards walking the perimeter. He waves his black and red glove as you climb up to join him. Looking out over the valley from the tower platform, you lean against your shock-absorbing shield. You think someone as dangerous as us would have the entire Imperial army here, but realistically, it would be a logistical nightmare. You analyze quietly before letting out a gentle, soft giggle. The THC gummy keeps you completely relaxed. turning the massive historical standoff into a funny puzzle about military supply lines. From up here, your optical scopes can track every single flickering torch of the scattered Imperial ground patrols. Your mind spots a stack of covered supply crates right below the tower, likely holding guards' rice rations and water. Ugh. Okay, the AI really loves that portal. You roll the dead watchtower guard over with your left glove, searching his robes for anything edible. I wonder if any of the guards has food. You mutter in your soft voice. Itchy, itchy, itchy. Ah, I got an itchy on my knee. Jordan scales down the ground patrol level. His body walking over a covered supply crate. He pulls back the canvas and stares inside. Found some food, but it's rice. All rice. He calls up in his normal voice. Of course it's all rice, you say, your voice immediately calculating the dietary limits of the Shogun era. There is like no nutritional value in rice. Better than nothing. Should we take it out? Should we take out the other two guards before they realize their tower buddies are dead? The sacks of raw rice provide starch, but you and Jordan's muscles will need to cook it to make it edible. The patrol threat. The two remaining ground guards are carrying torches, walking a slow line that will bring them right past your tower in less than a minute. You are officially on. Okay. Jordan nodded as we took out the two remaining guards. You used your left glove to lift the two heavy sacks of raw rice. Your matte gray composite armor. Jordan, okay. The lightweight composite armor that I'm wearing makes me almost weightless. Jordan stands at 6 feet, and his samurai armor makes him almost weightless too. His black and red helmet pivoting as he scans the dark bamboo forest for any Imperial soldiers. I think the Shogun is going to be really pissed that we killed 4 of his men and took some of his food. You say in your voice, your high emotional response still processing the absurdity of the situation. I can't believe this is even happening. Jordan reaches out and takes out the heavy sacks of rice from your hands to lighten your load. You did this, he says in his voice, looking around the dark watchtower front. Yes, I did, you respond analytically. However, it was either be killed as a prisoner or we die fighting the Shogun's army. Jordan nods slowly and smiles behind his visor, completely respecting your survival logic. Can't argue with that, bro. Let's get this food back in the deep rush before the next patrol cycle hits. You have now enough raw starch to maintain your physical stamina for the final leg of your journey. As Jordan and I are making our way back, I said, we should leave the forest because you know the Shogun's going to have dozens of soldiers camped in that spot. You analyze in your voice. Jordan realizes you are right. Staying near the watchtower is a tactical trap. You change course. Your shoes carrying your frame. I don't know why I love saying that. Smoothly past the wooden barricade line. Your space-age matte gray armor glides through the dark as you bypass the Shogun's blockade entirely, leading further inward toward the rugged mountain heart of Japan. Your clean getaway means the 500 Imperial soldiers will waste precious hours searching the wrong part of the bamboo forest. The bamboo thins out, replaced by steep, rocky cliffs and cold mountain air that quirkily cools your high-tech joints. You are officially navigating the Okay, I love how it loves talking about that portal. Alright, Jordan and I have found our way through the mountain trail, and I said, you know what's funny? I blend in fairly well, but you still got like a beacon, dude. You say in your voice, watching his vibrant red stripes catch in the faint moonlight. Jordan shrugs his shoulders, his normal voice sounding completely unbothered through his helmet. I chose this color and I don't regret it. At least it's dark, you point out. Your analytical mind, tracking the low-pitched mountain shadows, help mask his bright composite armor. An Imperial messenger rides fiercely back to the commander's estate, his horse covered in lather as he delivers the grim report to Lord Ochi and the commander. They have broken through the northern line, the messenger cries out, bowing low. 4 more perimeter guards are dead. Their watchtower compromised, and several sacks of the Imperial rice rations have been stolen. The Iron Demons are no longer contained within the bamboo. They are moving up into the high mountain trails. Lord Ochi slams his fist down, realizing their supreme 500-man barricade was completely useless against their analytical routing. The commander orders his remaining 100% matchlock musket units to immediately abandon the wall and begin an aggressive climb up the rocky summit trail to cut you off. You and Jordan are now hunted by a desperate panic Imperial force that knows failure means the Shogun's absolute wrath. Up in the cold mountain trail, your ADD and autism help you track the shifting wind, keeping you alert to the sounds of tracking horns below. Oh man, it really loves talking about that portal. When Lord Ochi learned of us stealing the food, they stole rice. Lord Ochi repeats, his voice dropping from a panicked scream into a look of absolute stunned bewilderment. He stares at the messenger, then turns slowly to look at the commander. Demons do not eat the harvest of mortal men. They do not carry sacks of grain into the wilderness. These are not evil spirits. They are human. The demystification. Realizing you and Jordan need to eat completely strips away their supernatural terror. Lord Ochi's fear turns into pure, cold tactical aggression. Humans can be fatigued, humans can starve, and humans can be broken. He orders his 100 matchlock musket units to stop treating the forest like a haunted mountain and start treating it like a standard military search and destroy mission. Up on the rocky trail, your soft voice can hear the sharp, disciplined barking of samurai officers rallying their men to climb the ridge. Your mind locks onto the internal clock. Oh my god, it's talking about the portal, guys. Will Lord Ochi have his men perform scorched earth tactics? No. Lord Ochi will not use scorched earth tactics. His analytical realization is that you are human means he knows you already fled the bamboo forest with the stolen rice. Burning down his own valuable timber and crops would be tactically useless, as you are currently sitting high in a mountain trail, out of reach of a ground fire. Instead, he will focus 100% of his military resources on a high-speed, aggressive pursuit up on the ridge to trap you and Jordan. And it's talking about my portal again. Alright, so this is basically where I kind of left off in a bit, so don't be surprised if I actually close the stream early. Alright, Jordan and I stopped at the mountain trail and saw a villager walking alone. We hid off in the trail as the villager got closer. As Jordan and I were hiding, the villager noticed a ruffle in the bushes and found us. Jordan and I fell to the ground. I quickly got up and said, "Please don't scream." The villager freezes, trembling as his eyes dart from your matte gray composite plates to Jordan's 6-foot black and red armor. He takes a shaky step backward, but instead of screaming, he speaks in a slow, limited English whisper. You, the metal men, the ones who eat rice. What the? Lord Ochi's new decree has clearly spread. The villagers know now that you are flesh and blood humans who get hungry, not immortal spirits. Your high emotional response makes your heart like race, but your soft voice keeps the interaction from escalating. Jordan maintains his tight hold on your gray light jacket sleeve, his normal voice low. He speaks English, bro. Tell him we're leaving. From further down the mountain trail. Okay. The heavy thud of Lord Ochi's matchbox. I keep saying matchbox, damn it. His matchlock musket units echoes through the trees. They are climbing fast. Your intellectual. Oh god, damn it, it's talking about the portal again. I gotta take that. I actually gotta tell the AI to just, like, not talk about the portal. The villager asked us to send, who we were, and I said, we were originally. Alright. We were originally just exploring the cities and towns, but the guards were chasing us and had us locked up. Jordan said they chased us because we looked different and you were being an idiot with your damn gummies. Oh yeah, being the only two round-eyed people trying to have a good time, too much to ask for. The villager asked us what happened. I'm just reading the prompt here, guys. You don't actually get to read. You don't really actually get to hear our dialogue when the search response happens. So I do have to read the prompt sometimes. They say you crushed armor like dried leaves, the villager whispers, his limited English shaking as he gestures towards your matte gray composite plate armor. They say the black and red one makes thunder from his shield. The whole valley talks of the commander's ruined estate. Before you can explain or the gummies further, the loud cracking of bamboo shatters the mountain quiet. Three of Lord Oji's matchlock musket scouts break through the brush of the bottom of the trail. Their glowing fuses lit. They spot you and Jordan, instantly raising their heavy firearms. God is talking about the portal again. Get down! You yell in your voice. It's in your voice. Your high emotional response turning to pure protective instinct. You dive over to the terrified villager, locking your flat gray armor absorbing shield over him. Simultaneously, Jordan directly steps in front of you. The three matchlock musket detonate with a deafening roar, sending heavy lead balls tearing through the smoke. Ah, my nose is itchy. The projectile slammed directly into Jordan's black and red composite armor. The advanced space-age material instantly hardens to maximum density upon impact, absorbing 100% of the kinetic energy. The flattened lead pellets bounce harmlessly off his chest plate and slide into the mountain dirt. Jordan doesn't even flinch. The villager is completely unharmed beneath your matte gray plate armor, staring up at you in absolute awe. And it's talking about the portal again. Oh, yeah, that portal. Jordan raised his shield to protect his eyes as he walks toward the musket fire. And I said to the villager, "Are you okay? Are you hurt?" You asked the villager in your soft voice. Checking him with over your left glove as your high emotional response keeps your heart racing. The villager nods rapidly, completely uninjured beneath your armor, your gray composite plates. Down the trail, Jordan raises his black and red shield to protect his visor, walking forward into the clearing smoke. The three musket soldiers drop their firearms, draw their steel katanas, and rush at him with a desperate battle cry. The three samurai are sprinting directly into Jordan's massive reach, completely unaware that his armor will harden against their blades. I said, "Hide in the bush real quick. My friend is going to need help," you say in your voice. The villager scrambles out of sight and into the thick foliage, his eyes glued to the action. You grip your heavy tungsten-flanged mace with your left glove and charge forward. Your matte gray composite armor joints pulse. Okay, they don't pulse, guys. The armor is it's just regular composite armor. There's nothing powered about it. 200. Jordan blocks a fierce katana strike with his black and red shield. The space-age material hardening instantly, causing the samurai's blade to ring out and bounce off uselessly. You arrive at a brisk pace on the samurai's exposed left side, your heavy steel-toed boots locking into the mountain dirt. Your tungsten mace is raised, ready to crush their defenses in a single left-handed blow. The three scouts are now completely trapped between Jordan's tungsten axe and your building smashing mace, with the glowing temporal rift portal swirling right behind you. God damn, talking about the damn portal. I'm sorry, guys. One of the soldiers slammed his body against Jordan, throwing him off balance. I rushed at the soldier and slammed my mace directly into his back. The first soldier slammed his body into Jordan. Sorry, that was a prod. I was just realizing that. The first soldier slams his body into Jordan, throwing his 6-foot frame off balance. You rush forward in your flat back gray composite armor and drive your tungsten flame mace directly into the soldier's back, neutralizing him instantly with a single heavy crushing blow. The remaining two samurai scream in terror and rush you. You raise your left arm. You're using your shock-absorbing shield to violently bash the soldier on your right into the dirt. Simultaneously, Jordan recovers his footing and buries his tungsten axe into the left shoulder, the soldier's shoulder, completely disabling him. Moving with precise efficiency, you quickly swing your mace to finish off the final threats. All three Imperial Scouts lie defeated on the mountain path. The lone villager watches from the bushes in absolute awe of your power. The blue temporal rift hums at max. Oh, that portal. Jordan wipes his tungsten axe. His normal voice coming through his normal voice saying, "That's the last of them, bro. Time to go." You slide your visor up, look back at the quiet mountain landscape of feudal Japan one last time, and step forward into the glowing rift. No, that's not what we did, guys. The story continues. The villager steps out from the thick bamboo bushes, his hands trembling as he looks at the defeated scouts, then back at you. The blue temporal rift hums loudly behind you, casting the bright glow across your flat gray armor. You go, the villager asks in his slow English, his wide eyes mixed with fear and awe. Where you go, you come back? First off, I actually stopped using that. I actually said this, guys. Don't worry about the portal, I said to the villager. My friend and I were simply exploring, and yes, we were not in our armor at the time, you explained to the villager in your soft voice. Jordan shakes his frame. He was being a dum-dum and got us captured. That's what Jordan said, guys. You let out another giggle, another gentle, soft giggle, the humor of your ADD gummy, and the historical misunderstanding making your high emotional response relax completely. The villager blinks, looking between your flat matte gray plate armor and your smiling face, finally realizing you are truly just two eccentric travelers who just got pushed way too far. Down the mountain, the Imperial tracking horns are getting louder. Lord Ochi's main force is still advancing. I needed to do that. Ugh. Hand was getting stiff. The villager bows his head deeply to you, completely respecting his soft-spoken honesty and credible power. He actually said, the villager asks me about being a dum-dum, and I said, yeah, I can be a bit stupid at times, but at least you're okay, you said in your voice. Those soldiers looked like they weren't worried about hurting innocent civilians. The villager bows his head deeply in gratitude down the trail. The loud crunch of gravel and shifting rocks echoes through the night air. Lord Ochi has officially realized you bypassed his dumb plan at the fence. And he is now pushing his remaining 100 matchlock musket units rapidly up the mountain trails to cut you off. Jordan, we should follow him. He looks like his people had it rough here with the Shogun. You analyze in your voice. You sense the genuine distress in the villager as he explains how Lord Ochi had ruthlessly oppressed his people, taking their food and treating them like property. Jordan nods, his normal voice firm over the comms. They're hurting innocent. If they're hurting innocent people, I'm down to help. Let's move. That's not what Jordan would say. He says, "Okay." The villager leads you and Jordan off the main ridge into the narrow, concealed rocky crevice that completely hides your flat matte gray and black and red armor from the trail below. Lord Ochi's 100 climbing musket units march past your hidden position, blindly following an empty mountain path toward the peak. And the temporal rift portal hovers quietly. Of course it does. God, if I told it to forget about the portal. I hope they have food. Don't say it, Jordan, you whisper in your soft voice, letting out a gentle giggle before he can even reply. Jordan smiles behind his black and red visor, walking easily alongside your matte gray composite plate. They're not going to have your food, Jordan says normally, amused by your analytical mind, immediately worrying about your stomach again. Nestled in a hidden mountain valley, the peaceful settlement is made of small thatched roof huts and modest patches of hidden farmland. The hidden families peek out from their sliding doors, gasping as their guide waves them down, explaining that the two armored giants are protectors, not demons. What? Your ADD settles down in the quiet environment, and your frame is finally getting some rest as you step out of the cold wind. Okay, so this is actually kind of like we're getting close to where I'm gonna have to make a part 3. The village elder, an older woman who can speak English, asked us why we were here, and I said we are simply exploring. But when we got captured, that's when things got bad. That's where this got bad. You explained in your voice, your high emotional response making you lean your armored frame forward with genuine honesty. The older woman nods slowly, her wise eyes taking in your permanent headband and the Upper Michigan leather hat resting over your composite plate. Unlike Lord Ochi, she sees past the tungsten flame's face and recognizes the gentle nature of your voice. Exploring is a beautiful thing, young traveler, she replies in low, melodramatic English. But our rulers fear anything they cannot control. Your arrival has shaken the very pillars of their power. The villagers begin to relax, bringing out simple wooden bowls of hot tea that smell intensely of roasted rice, triggering your autism sensory focus. Jordan stands like a 6-foot black and red sentinel near the entrance, his normal voice quiet over the comms. They're good people. We need to make sure Lord Ochi's scouts don't trace our footsteps here. At least it's not talking about the portal anymore. Night deepens over the hidden valley. Oh, marking the final stretch of your 5-day portal content. Never mind. It's talking about the portal again. It's talking about the portal again. Of course. After we were left alone in the cell, I found a key and opened the cage door. That when I opened up the temporal rift portal and collected my friend and I's armaments. You explained in your soft YouTuber voice. You gesture with your left glove towards your matte gray composite armor. The elder stares at you in absolute wide-eyed silence. Your analytical step-by-step breakdown of escaping a shogunate prison via portal sounds completely insane, yet the physical proof is standing right in her home. Hi, Gracie. Jordan covers his visor with his hand. Oh my god. Ah. Oh, you feel so crushing when you're on me. Jordan covers his visor with his hand, his normal voice sighing softly to the comms. Bro, you can't casually drop temporal rift portals on feudal Japan era village elders. You're blowing her mind. She doesn't understand temporal rift, but she understands you summoned your gear out of thin air. She looks at you and Jordan and realizes that you are a magician of unimaginable power, yet completely harmless to her people. The village elder blinks, then a knowing smile creases her face. Ah, the key under the straw pillow, she says in her slow English. Ah, I got kicked from the game. Ah. That's okay. I haven't touched my controller in 15 minutes, damn it. That's okay. Jordan instantly turns his black and red helmet towards you, his normal voice bursting through his pure amusement. Bro, you thought this was a video game mechanic, and it was just a local kid trying to help us out. You really are a dum-dum. Wow, you notice when you get kicked from the game, the loading screen is actually longer? Your analytical mind gridlocked on a cosmic coincidence, but it was pure human rebellion that saved you. Your high emotional response makes your cheeks flush warm inside your... Aw.
Well,
Yeah.
I calculated you enjoyed 70%.
There we go. The realization that the locals actively helped you escape makes a hidden valley feel completely safe.
You, sir.
I'm just gonna shoot Jordan an invite. Oh, right, wrong button.
I just logged out of the game because it's almost time for you to get off.
Fair enough. I'm just gonna go sit then. I'll just stand, screw it. Alright. Your high emotional response makes you oh, I already read that. The realization that I already read that. Ah!
What are you doing?
Go away, Lester. I said, shut up, Jordan, you say in your voice, before letting out multiple gentle giggles. I don't remember saying that. The sheer embarrassment and amusement of the key situation makes your high emotional response flip straight into pure lightheartedness. Jordan shakes his head, his normal voice chuckling quietly as he lets out the teasing drop. The village elder and the young scout look at you with warm smiles, comforted by your gentle giggling. What the hell? Your analytical mind analyzes that you didn't just survive feudal Japan, you accidentally joined a local rebellion. The final hours, okay, it's talking about the damn portal again. Your autism surges. Okay, wait, hold on a second. The village elder asks us about our armor. My autism surged and explained to the elder the science behind our armaments in blunt detail. Your autism surges with intense focus, and you completely drop any casual chatter to explain the precise science of your gear to the elder of the soft, blunt, rapid-fire breakdown. My suit is a 15th century European plate architecture, but fabricated from modern carbon matrix composite polymers that deflect high velocity steel edges. You explain, your left hand gesturing sharply to your left matte gray surfaces. The joint arrays use non-Newtonian shear thickening fluid molecules. They remain completely flexible for my left-handed locomotion, but instantly cross-link and harden onto an unpenetrable solid structural barrier upon kinetic impact. Jordan's armor utilizes the exact same non-Newtonian matrix, but is styled after traditional samurai aesthetics. His shield houses compressed electromagnetic transducers that release a violent 5-cycle directional sonic pressure wave capable of tissue disruption. My shield features mechanical internal fluid dampeners to isolate 100% of incoming kinetic recoil, and my flanged mace is cast from pure tungsten alloy, utilizing a density of 19.3 grams per cubic centimeter to ensure absolute structural collapse of any primitive iron culture it contacts. The old woman blinks in complete stunned silence, her mind completely overloaded by terms like polymer, kinetic impact, and electromagnetic transducers. Jordan face palms in his head black helmet. His normal voice sighing through the comms. Bro, you just spoke in a completely different language to her. She has no idea what a centimeter is. The hut is dead silent as the villagers look at you and traveling scholar from a star kingdom. The final hour. Okay, it's talking about the portal again. Ugh. Your analytical science breakdown completely vanishes the moment your ADD and autism spot a small round creature curled up on the fire. Oh, a fluffy cat! Oh, can I please pet it? You explained in your soft voice, your high emotional response shifting instantly to pure childlike excitement. The village elder smiles warmly at your son's gentleness, nodding her permissions. You drop to your knees in your matte gray armor, composer and player, and you pet in your right. In your heavy steel-toe boots clanking softly against the floorboards, you carefully extend your black and gray glove, letting out a series of happy, soft giggles as your fluffy calico cat purrs and rubs its face against your space age gauntlet. Jordan stands at his full 6 foot height at the door, completely deadpan behind his black and red visor. His normal voice echoes over the comms in a dry chuckle. Bro, you just explained hyperdense tungsten physics, and now you're entirely neutralized by a kitten. Truly a legendary warrior. So stupid. The soft purr under your futuristic glove provides a wonderful sensory grounding moment after 5 days of intense survival pressure. Behind her frame, the blue temporal rift portal. Oh, okay. Reaches full stabilization. Oh, okay. I really don't want to talk about the damn portal, but it keeps bringing it up. It really wants me to end the story, guys. It really does. I'm sorry, it's just so funny. Right now. I'm almost at part 3, guys. Jordan explains to the elder about the situation and what happened at the commander's estate. The village elder watches with a gentle smile as you stay completely focused on petting the fluffy cat. Your soft giggles echoing through the small hut. Jordan stands at 6 feet, his normal voice calm and steady as he bridges the gap for the older woman. He explains the entire tactical reality, how you were cornered at the commander's estate, the defensive use of your tungsten weapons, and the analytical routing you used to outmaneuver Lord Ochi's massive 500-man barricade in the dead of night. The elder nods slowly, finally realizing you only fought to protect yourselves and the local scout who left the key. She warns Jordan that Lord Ochi's matchlock musket units will eventually find this valley, but her people will use secret mountain paths to scatter before they arrive. Alright. The village elder watches with a gentle smile as you stay completely focused on petting. Oh, I already read that. Alright, this is basically where I left off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this live stream, and thank you guys for watching. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.